13 Worst Fruits for Diabetes. If you are diabetic, then you know that you need to watch what you eat. There are many foods that are good for diabetes, but there are also some fruits that you should avoid. In this video, we will discuss the 13 worst fruits for diabetes. Stay away from these fruits and stick with the ones that are good for your blood sugar levels. Eating fruits and vegetables may put a person at a lower risk of developing heart disease and cancer. Fruit is also an important source of vitamins, minerals, and fiber. You can eat fruits in diabetes, but the ones that are higher in sugar than our diabetologist suggests should be avoided. However, fruit can also be high in sugar. People with diabetes must keep a watchful eye on their sugar intake to avoid blood sugar spikes. We prepared a list of the worst fruits for diabetes. 1. Figs. Figs are sweet, which is why they make a great cookie filling. A cup of figs has roughly 29 grams of sugar in it. Skip the store-bought cookies and make your diabetic-friendly treats at home for less sugar and more flavor. When persons with diabetes eat too many carbohydrates at once, their blood sugar levels can spike dangerously. High amounts can harm your body's neurons and blood vessels over time, leading to heart disease, renal illness, and other significant health problems. Low carbohydrate consumption can help avoid blood sugar increases and lower the risk of diabetes complications. 2. Banana. Bananas are one of the fruits for diabetics to avoid. Bananas are a high carbohydrate food and are loaded with sugar. A single banana contains about 27 grams of sugar, which is more than what's found in most candy bars. Bananas are also one of the worst fruits for diabetes because they can spike blood sugar levels and promote weight gain. There are also some studies that suggest that eating bananas can increase the risk for type 2 diabetes. It is also important to note that eating too many bananas can cause constipation, which is another common problem for diabetics. 3. Mango. Mango is something that people may not expect to find on a list of worst fruits for diabetes. Mangoes are high in sugar and carbs, which can make them dangerous for diabetics. One mango contains about 36 grams of sugar, which is more than what's found in a can of soda. There are also about 60 grams of carbs in a mango. It may be best to avoid mangoes if you have diabetes. Sometimes there can be hidden sugars in fruit that people don't realize. It may even cause you some trouble if you're not careful. There are some better choices out there for you to eat if you have diabetes. 4. Raisin. Raisins are another dried fruit that is high in sugar. A small handful of raisins has about 27 grams of sugar. They also have a high glycemic index, which can cause blood sugar spikes. Raisins are also high in calories and can contribute to weight gain if eaten in large quantities. Like figs, they contain sorbitol, which can cause diarrhea for people with diabetes. They also often contain added sugars and sulfites, which can be harmful to people with diabetes. There may be other issues with raisins as well, such as the fact that they can be high in pesticides. 5. Watermelon. As watermelon has a high GI, consider limiting your intake to keep your blood sugar levels from rising, or try eating it with a source of protein to slow the absorption of glucose into your bloodstream. Watermelon contains antioxidants that help to reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease, a condition that people with diabetes are twice as likely to develop than people without diabetes. An appropriate serving size for watermelon is 1/4 cup of cubes for 15 grams of carbohydrates. 6. Jackfruit. Next on the list of fruits should not be taken by diabetic patients is jackfruit. Jackfruit is a popular fruit that consumed both in raw and ripe form. The glycemic profile of jackfruit is moderate to high, depending on its ripeness and preparation. And high GI fruits can cause abrupt increases in blood sugar. Therefore, they should be considered as the worst fruits for prediabetes and diabetes. Moreover, jackfruit is relatively high in carbs, particularly natural sugars. Consuming these carbs can lead to spikes in your sugar levels. 7. Grapes. 1 gram of carbohydrate is there in one small grape. This means that it is equal to 1 serving of fruit if you eat 15 grapes, and often you eat more than this amount. Therefore, you should have only a very small amount of grapes or replace it with fruits like berries. 8. Packaged fruits. Packed fruits are actually one of the worst fruits for diabetes patients. There are multiple reasons behind it. First is packed fruits that contain preservatives to increase their shelf life. These preservatives impact badly on your body. Secondly, packaged fruits often contain artificial sugar coatings to make them tastier. These add extra calories and increase the risk of sugar spikes upon consumption. 9. Lychees. People with an elevated blood sugar level should steer clear of all kinds of sugary foods which have a high glycemic index. Sugary fruits such as lychees are associated with high GI and can be a reason for the spike in blood glucose levels. Lychee fruit is used as a sweetener for desserts or cocktails and contains a whopping 29 grams of sugar per serving. That is why diabetics should steer clear of this fruit. They can have blackberries instead. 10. Custard apple. Though a good source of vitamin C, calcium, iron, and fiber, custard apple is not the best option for a diabetic. A small serving, about 100 grams, can contain carbohydrates as high as 23 grams. Some studies point out that a diabetic can eat custard apple, but has to be extremely careful. 11. Sweetened cranberries. Cranberries are something that a person with diabetes should avoid. It also is something that can interfere with blood sugar control. Cranberries are high in sugar, and they also have a lot of carbs. These also are something that can cause your blood sugar levels to spike. These are maybe something that you can have on occasion, but should not be a regular part of your diet. Sometimes there are also added sugars in cranberry sauces or juices, so be sure to read the labels carefully. These are also something that can add a lot of calories to your diet, so be sure to limit how much you consume. 12. Dried dehydrated fruits. In the list of fruits for diabetics to avoid, dried fruits come next. Dried fruits are more densely concentrated in sugar and calories than their fresh counterparts. Prime examples of dried fruits are raisins, dates, figs, dehydrated berries, etc. Moreover, these dried fruits are often coated with preservatives and sugar coating. These further make these dried fruits to avoid during diabetes. Therefore, it's essential to watch portion sizes when consuming these dried fruits. 13. Fruit juices. Fruit juices are surely marketed as a healthy beverage that everyone can drink. However, the reality of these fruit juices is very different. While there are only some fruits to stay away from with diabetes, when considering fruit juices, all juices are to be avoided. Even the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says drinking fruit juices can spike your sugar levels. The top reason why juices of fruits not recommended for diabetics is that fruit juices lack fiber content. When eating whole fruit, you consume its fiber as well. Dietary fiber delays the absorption rate of sugar, which eliminates the chances of a blood sugar spike. When these fruits are turned into juices, all the fiber content gets dished out. Moreover, a research paper in 2013 studied how regular consumption of fruits and juices contributes to the development of full-scale diabetes. The paper showed how consuming whole fruits would lessen the chances of having diabetes in adults. People who consume more fruit juice have a higher chance of developing diabetes. Also, some studies have shown how eating low GI fruits lessens the chances of heart ailments in diabetics. At the end, when it comes to diabetes, fruits have a terrible image. You must know which fruits to avoid in diabetes. Because of their high sugar content, many people believe that a person with high blood sugar must avoid fruits. Is that true, though? Check out the list above of the worst fruits for diabetes to avoid. Look at the levels in which you can use them in your diet, or you can also improve your health with their alternative options. True, fruits contain sugar. However, one can use some fruits in a high blood sugar diet. Some fruits include natural sugar as well as nutrients and fiber. Those who have diabetes and still want to enjoy sweet condiments will find it a healthier choice. The information on our channel is offered solely for general and educational reasons and does not replace professional medical guidance or treatment. For any ailments or medical concerns, you may have, please get advice from a physician. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more informative videos.